Welcome back to the Two Peas in a Podcast, episode whatever. It's been a year.
It's been a long time.
It has been a long time. It has been almost exactly a year since our last podcast.
Probably, yes.
Why did we take such a long break, Josh?
We got busy.
Yeah, we got really busy.
You got really busy. On the road busy.
Yeah, so I got a new job. I don't work at the shop full-time anymore. I'm just there to help out, so I don't really work on boats as much anymore. I got a different job. I moved. It's my new condo here, so yeah, I moved. Got a new job, did a lot of traveling, been kind of all over the States. So, but we're back. We're back. We're going to try to make this a regular thing. I know you guys, a lot of you guys came to the shop, asked, where's the podcast? A lot of, our good friends asked when we're doing another podcast. But yeah, today we're kicking it back off.
Yeah, so.
And we have a special guest today.
My wife, Rhea. I think she's been on a podcast before, so.
Oh yeah, has she? No, has she?
I think so.
Yeah. One of the
It's been a
first
long
ones.
time.
Oh yeah, it's been a long time since we did all this. But yeah, so Rhea, we brought Rhea in today. So I noticed I shot my first couple arrows like last week.
Yep.
Like 4 or 5 arrows, or 4 or 5 ends of 5 arrows in a year, and everything's completely changed. And I didn't shoot state this year. This is my first time in 5 years not shooting the state tournament. I haven't shot any tournament this whole past year, really.
Right.
Yeah.
I
So
took a year off.
Yeah.
To get settled in with your new job.
yeah. So, but in that time frame, though, you guys did learn a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So in that time frame, you guys changed your whole shot process. It's completely different from the way that we used to shoot.
Right.
So that's why we brought Rhea in today, because Rhea is the academy director, the academy instructor.
Yeah, instructor.
Yeah, she teaches all the little ones how to shoot, everybody how to shoot actually. So I wanted to kind of get her advice on how to shoot, and I wanted to use this as an opportunity to change all my bad habits, because I had really bad habits before. I tried a ton of stuff. I tried using a silverback, which is a Carter Evolution.
Yeah.
And I didn't just jive well with that release, but I do shoot its sister release, which is the thumb release version, the Knock to It, which is based off the Carter, I don't remember which one it is.
Wise Choice?
Yeah, the Wise Choice.
Wise Choice, yep.
Yeah, so it's a 2-finger Wise Choice, and I love that release with the brass button there, or brass trigger, barrel. So yeah, I wanted to take this opportunity to, 1, get back into our podcasting, and 2, to kind of pick Rhea's brain on resetting everything. Now that it's a rare opportunity for somebody to shoot as much as we did, because we were, a couple hundred arrows a day, to go from a couple hundred to 0, and then just coming back into it, everything's changed. I feel like my bow's heavier, the weights are too much. I only shoot 60 pounds, and that feels really heavy to me. My shoulder's sore, so yeah.
Yeah, you said you were really sore afterwards, and you only shot like 5 or 10 arrows maybe.
Yeah, we were gearing up to shoot cricket the next day, and I was just resetting my bow. My front shoulder was killing me, and I don't remember that happening before, because I could shoot a couple hundred arrows in a day.
And I know just from shooting with a short draw length my whole life, because I just don't make bows with my draw length, that when you got front shoulder pain, it's an alignment issue, So I'm guessing when you picked your bow up, having not shooting for so long, you were probably collapsing a little on your shot, bringing your front shoulder in, and that's what was causing that pain. And and it definitely it puts you down. It's tough to shoot through something like that.
Yeah, it hurt a lot. Like my shoulder was all sore the next day, and I noticed I can't hold the bow steady anymore. So my front stabilizer would go, it would drop, and then jump back up, and drop, then jump back up, and drop. Which I played with the weights on that thing a lot. I went from 4 ounces to 6 ounces to 13 ounces, back down to 5 ounces.
Yep. You mess with the weights all the time.
Yeah.
I think you should just take all the weight off, to be honest with you.
I think that's what you should too, because I've done it mid-tournament. Like not last year's state, but I think sectionals. When we shot sectionals.
Yep.
I was messing with the weight in between between ends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that that slow, that drop up and down like this too is that could be part of the alignment issue, but definitely need to probably play with the stabilizer.
Yeah. And I should honestly just reset everything, start from scratch. Would be the best bet. Just shoot just bare bars, like you said, take all the weights off and get used to shooting. But yeah, I mean, it messes with your head. And like shooting, I was going to shoot with you guys with cricket. And one of the reasons, like I told you this, one of the reasons was, yes, my shoulder did hurt, but the main reason was like coming out of it for so long and then coming back, especially shooting at like RIB where we used to shoot all the time, or West Dallas Bowman where we used to shoot all the time, and not being at the level that I used to be, and not being at the level that people expect me to be at. You know, because honestly, when we go to RIB, yeah, we're the only ones with, you know, fully done up $4,000 or $5,000 bows. Everybody else is, you know,
that's changing too.
It is. Yeah.
There was a few people there at cricket last week that had the full target setup.
Oh,
yeah.
You think that's our influence, or
Or
just changing other times?
Yeah, changing other times probably.
Yeah.
You know, but
I mean, and I think that's what's hard about archery too, is like, you know, worrying about, you know, what other people think. I mean, it's something for you to expect something, a certain level from yourself, but then, you know, to start worrying about what other people think, and well, they used to be an awesome shooter, you know, and now all of a sudden, you know, I wonder what's going on with them. Well, they got target panic or whatever, and you know, that starts to that just almost eats at you just as much too.
Yeah.
And that, I think that's the thing with archery, is it really knocks a person down. Like, it'll take you down a peg or two in your own opinions of yourself, and but also just remembering it makes you realize that you have to not care what other people think, you know?
Yeah. Which, that's something I have to work on. That's one of the main reasons I didn't shoot state this year either. One, I knew I couldn't pull the 120 arrows, and then with the 2 practice, and you're talking 140 arrows.
Yep.
So I knew I couldn't pull back the bow 140 times consistently and safely, 140 times. But I mean, coming off, you know, my best score ever in a tournament setting of 599, which out of 120 arrows only missed the bullseye once. Coming off of that and then going into it this year, I knew I couldn't come close to that, nowhere near that.
Well, and the way we've changed too, we knew that our scores were going to be lower this year than they had. I think I did have a lower score my first year, but I was shooting the Infinite Edge. I was shooting Bow Hunter freestyle. You know, I didn't have all the equipment that I have now, so. But it was just kind of expected that we weren't going to go into it. And there was a couple times during state that I was like, I wonder if all these people remember me and know that I got 4th last year, and now here I'm sitting at the bottom of the group, you know, because I'm really working on what I'm trying to get through here. And I mean that. And
really, like, you've been dealing with target panic for a while, and you've done like the blank bailing and, you know, standing, you know, close and walking back, you know, and it's always been kind of like a Band-Aid, you know, it helps you for a while, and then all of a sudden it starts creeping back, and you got to go back to doing the drills or whatever. And I never really experienced target panic, with the exception of a couple of times where I let my nerves get to me, you know. Like one time, like last year at state, you know, I had like a perfect game going into the last end, and my nerves got to me, and I threw it into the blue. And but other than that, I've never had an issue. This winter, I decided to try changing over to a thumb release, and at first I was shooting it really good, but then all of a sudden quickly I started flinching, anticipating, and I mean, the easy solution would have been just to go back to my finger release, index release, and not look back. And I considered it too, but I was like, you know what? To be like a complete archer, I want to be able to learn how to shoot. You know, pick up any bow, pick up any release, and be able to shoot it. Yeah. You know, so I forced myself to go through this as well, and you know, definitely helped you with your target panic. And just rebuilding the blueprint of our shot process, basically.
Yeah.
and knowing that we were going to take at least a year worth of hits on our scores while
Yeah.
shooting,
Yeah, I think it was just knowing that you really have to be honest with yourself
Yeah.
and through the whole process, and honest with yourself, and I think honest with other people, because everybody deals with this at some point.
Yeah.
If you
Everybody
shoot
does.
enough.
If you shoot enough, everybody goes through it.
Surefire way to never get target panic is to not shoot enough.
Shoot a gun.
Well, you get target panic shooting a gun
Yeah,
too.
you can.
But yeah, I mean, it's what target panic is when you've done it enough repetitions, your mind starts anticipating the shot.
Yeah.
Because that's your natural instincts. So your mind learns the process and anticipates that shot. And just like if I was to like take a swing at you, you're gonna like clinch up, That's what your body does when it can anticipate the shot.
Yeah.
Same thing happens. So that's what happens after doing it over and over and over and over. And I think didn't it was Matt True at ATA. He said that he was once told anyways that for sure the most accurate way to fire a bow is to punch it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a little while.
For a little while.
Yeah.
So like again, if you're punching it, your body's going to learn that process. Your brain is going to pick up on it, that that bow going off, and it's going to start anticipating that shot. So that's what happens.
Speaking of ATA, I didn't go this year, but it was your first time.
Yeah, my first
How'd you like it?
It was awesome. It was really good. This is it's actually when this started, this whole thing. So, I loved going to see like the seminars on teaching and coaching and stuff. So George Riles, it's crazy. It's unbelievable, and the stuff that I got to learn, and I could just stand there. I feel like a creepo, but like you just stand there and you listen. You just like people keep asking questions, and you just listen and keep soaking it in. And eventually they're like, "Did you have a question?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just listening." Just being a weirdo. But yeah, and then like meeting all the people and stuff, and yeah, it was awesome. I got kind of starstruck a couple times. I think I was surprised at like who I was the most nervous about meeting, though. That was kind of surprising to me. Like,
Who'd you all meet? I don't know you met Jesse Broadwater.
yeah, I was, oh my god, it's Jesse Broadwater. But
And holy cow, is that guy nice?
Yeah, that guy
he's
is
just
so nice.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
Just the like nicest guy ever. And everyone in the archery industry is so nice. But
yeah.
that guy, like, man, he was talking with us. Took his time to talk with us, sign some autographs, take some pictures or whatever. And next thing you know, I turn around, he's in the Matthews booth changing out mods and stuff to set draw lengths for people to test shoot bows.
Jeez.
Yeah.
He's
He's
there.
one of the most famous archers in the world.
Right, and he's there hands on, changing mods out and getting bows in people's hands so they get test them out. It was crazy.
Yeah, so nice.
Who else were you starstruck by?
I would say George Riles probably the most. Yeah, I was expecting to be more starstruck with like Ava Shockey because she was there, and like Lee and Tiffany, but I guess I just see them more as like the hunting world.
Sure.
I guess. And I mean, I hunt and stuff too, but I mean, to me, they're I don't know. It's not that I don't like that, because I do. I think they're awesome. It's amazing to see other women in the sport and in the industry. But yeah, the teaching and that kind of stuff, that was really cool.
Did you get to see Paige Pierce?
No, she wasn't there this year.
She just won Vegas.
Yeah, she was in
Yeah.
shoot, I think.
I believe she was in a world archery competition that weekend.
Is it Neems?
Might have
Yeah,
been.
I
I'm
think
not
it might
sure.
have been.
I'm not sure.
It's usually around the same time as ATAs and
Okay.
Neems.
Yeah, she was. I know she was shooting that weekend though, and probably shooting lights out.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so I mean, that was like kind of your springboard to reevaluate everything.
Right, because we were in that George Riles or whatever, and he, I mean, he's arguably the best coach in the States, I would say.
Him and Coach Lee for the
Coach Lee.
Olympic team.
Yeah.
Right. And so he's always talking about, you know, with his kid, you know, so I always want to find out about with the kids and like, you know, it's maybe not even just teaching. I know what I need to teach them, but how to teach. I mean, we don't have kids.
Yeah.
You know, how do you interact with these kids that are, you know, 11, 12,
How do you get them to
in
absorb
teenagers?
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
And so just getting some of that information, I think, was really, really good to hear from him, because I mean that's who he deals with. Like, he deals with them on a regular basis. So that was really great, and just learning that, you know, you kind of have to, you know, you give them the information, and either they take it or they don't, and then just, you know, say, you know, when it's their, it has to be their decision, you know, to really work on something or change something or whatever, because they're not going to listen to you. I mean, they certainly don't listen to parents, but, you know, coach is probably the next one that they're not going to listen to. So
Unless they want to.
unless they want to,
Yeah.
but so that was, I would say that was the highlight for me
Okay.
of ATA was the coaching stuff.
Well, it was George Riles
George
that
Riles, yeah.
recommended us to Joel Turner in Shot IQ.
Okay.
And it's like when you have a coach out there who's recommending you check out another coach. It's like,
It must be a big
you
deal.
listen,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it must be a big deal.
Right.
Yeah.
So that led us down that road of rebuilding our shot process. Was going through what Joel Turner has to offer.
Yeah. That's why I want to get back into it with a whole different mindset. You know, completely different from the way that I used to shoot. Because I know I had a lot of bad habits, and especially with a thumb release, I've noticed.
Yep.
You could either get really good, but while getting really good, you could also develop a ton of bad habits.
Oh, yeah.
With thumb release. Well, with any release, but I've noticed that, especially with thumb releases for me,
Sure.
that I could, you know, hit the bullseye relatively consistently. But then once like target panic starts to creep up, or like you start to shudder or anything like that, then everything can go awry, especially with a thumb release.
It seems like it just compounds on
Yeah.
itself, and it gets really out of control really
Yeah.
fast. So
That was the you know, kind of what happened with me was I was activating that thumb release by squeezing my hand down. You know, by squeezing my hand, it pushed the thumb bar into my thumb. But that was so easy and repeatable that, you know, my brain caught on. And next thing you know, every time I'm squeezing, I'm also doing this.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, we were at practice sessions where I launched arrows down there where I completely missed.
Target.
One, I dang near missed the paper.
Jeez.
You know, and I've never shot like even first time just shooting a 5-spot, I never missed the target. You know, so yeah, I mean that was just a really big eye opener for me.
Yeah.
You know how bad it can be.
Yeah, I mean, how was state for you guys? This is what, first tournament since last year, since sectionals last year?
yeah, 5-spot.
Yeah, first
5-spot.
5-spot tournament. We didn't do league or anything this winter
Yeah.
just because we were so busy.
So you said this is like the first time you shot 60 arrows.
State
Yeah.
this year was the first time I shot 60 arrows all year long. Yep.
Jesus.
So we went into it with the mindset of pulling through every single shot, and if we could do that, we'll count it as a win. I did manage to do that. I was pretty excited. They didn't all land exactly where I wanted, but I mean, in the end, I placed the same place I did last year. You know, so it wasn't horrible, and I know I'm on a path for being a better shot.
Yeah.
You know, now that I'm sticking to this pole
Yeah.
through.
You had an easier time than I did.
Yeah.
I'm still fighting some of that, that movement and stuff. But Because what starts to happen, at least with me, is that you start holding off target.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you start locking off target low or high and try to dip in or jump up. There's several different ways that it can kind of manifest, you know, in different people. And that's always my problem, is that I lock off and I try to swing back in. So getting your body used to the idea that, you know, you don't have to let that arrow go every time that it gets on the X, because that's right when you see it on the X, that's when you get, you know, you start to get that anxiety and that, all right, we're getting ready now, you know.
Yeah, see, I can never hold, before I could even never hold on the X. I adjusted my sight to where the dot was just under the X every single time. And I would adjust my sight to shoot that, knowing that if I was under the X, I would hit the X.
Sure.
Which is, you know, the wrong way to go about it. But.
And I did that for a long time too, but for what started happening to me is it kept getting lower and lower and lower. And then when it really hit me was last year when we were doing practice to go to state last year, and we were doing all those different size dots that we were trying to hit. You know, it was one of those, I don't remember what we called it, but it was like one of the drills that we did. It was at that point that I realized I have no idea where I should be holding my pin now to hit where you know. So all these different sizes, it's fine if it's just a 5 spot, you know, and it's consistent every time. But if you have lots of different, like now I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing or where I should be holding or any of that. So then that was like really hit me that I'm like, okay, this is not working. I need to do something different. And that's when I really started working on my target panic, but it wasn't until ATA that I really felt like we had, and going through some of that information that I really felt like I had to wade through it. So.
And after going through Joel Turner's, you know, his course there on it all, like being able to teach it to some of our students. We have 2 of them right now that had developed target panic, and for them it started creeping up the closer we got to state.
Yeah.
You know, they were shooting fine prior to that, but the closer we got to state, all of a sudden target panic started creeping up for them. They were punching really bad.
Well, one of them
was flinching really bad.
Yeah, one of them, it was his first year shooting at 20 yards. He was 10 yards last year, and that's a pretty big jump, you know, from, you know, and he shot really well at 10 yards, but 20 yards is a
he shot like a 2.99 last year. You know,
yeah, he took second place, right?
Yeah, taking second place overall.
Yep. So, yeah, making that jump to 20 yards was hard for him, and he did it and developed some target panic. So being able to help those guys through it, you know, like that, has just added a whole lot of extra value to.
Yeah. We did have a few students that got ridiculously good though.
Yes.
Those, yeah.
Meredith and Gabrielle.
Yeah, with 2 barebow shooters.
God, they were
They were
good.
shooting lights out at state.
Yeah. So I didn't shoot at state, but state is a 2-day event or 3-day event from Friday to Sunday. And then when scores are posted, he called me, and then Meredith was in contention for the state record.
Yep.
So then we drove 3.5 hours up there to watch her shoot, and she is scary good.
Right.
Both her and Gabrielle are crazy good.
Yep.
But they shoot no sights, you know,
just
bare bow
bare
fingers, no release.
Right.
And it's crazy how much they've progressed in this past year. And Meredith took a 29-year-old record.
Yep.
So the old record was a 496, and she already beat that record with a 507 by the 11th end. She didn't even need the 12th end of the second day to beat that record. And then I think she ended up with a 528, I believe.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but yeah, it was somewhere right around there.
Yeah, I think she ended up with the 528. But yeah, it's nuts. 2 years in a row, they both get first place, and not just first place in their flight, like first place overall in their divisions.
Yep.
And then to claim, you know, beat basically 29 years worth of people.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yep.
But they're gearing up to go to nationals.
Yeah, and I suspect they're going to do pretty good too.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
are.
They're shooting great. They spent a lot of time down at the shop this last year and getting their setups tuned just right. I mean, it's been quite a ride with those two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot take any credit for any of that because the tuning and stuff of the bare bows, that's all other people in the
Yeah.
shop
Yep.
but they're amazing shooters.
So what's new for this year? I mean, where's 2020 gonna take us? I mean, are you looking at a new bow right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna get. Currently have a double XL. The new one for this year adds an extra inch of draw length.
So they need new cam size or?
No, we called them on that. Thought maybe I could just buy a new set of cams for my old one, but they said they changed the limb pocket geometry, so it's changes the angle of the limbs and everything else to get that extra inch out of there. So it'll be a whole new bow.
What is your draw length for people that don't know?
Well, I don't know for sure,
We don't
but
know.
we did. My wife and I, we put a ruler on me, stretched out, grabbed a tape measure,
Yeah.
and ran from the corner of my mouth to the grip of my hand right here,
Yeah.
which came out to about 35 inches,
36.
Jesus.
36 inches.
36.
Okay, so I would need a really, really long draw length.
Yeah, and Tim Gillingham didn't believe you.
Yeah, when we were at ATA, we were talking about having, I knew it was over 33 inches at that time because the bow I have is 30. I got it at 33 and a half, and I still have a very bent elbow. And he was like, "Oh, you're probably not that long, anyways," because I was talking to him about long draw bows and stuff. And I said, "Well, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I've just been shooting a 33-inch bow with a bent elbow my whole life." So he's like, "Well, the best way we could tell," he says, "we'll go back to back with our arms stretched out." And I was like, "All right." So he had to help another customer or something real quick, and he comes back and we stretch out, armed our back to back with our arms out, and he's like looking at one side and he's like lining his fingertips up with mine, and he looks back across this way and he's like, "Okay, yeah, you're that long," he goes. His hands like maybe came to, I don't know, my palm or my wrist or something like that. His fingertips did. It was
You're like
quite a bit
7
short.
foot arm span.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's 7 foot from fingertip to fingertip.
Jeez.
And it's just a combination of long arms and broad shoulders, But
I wish I had gotten a better picture of that because
what
you
the
kind of
deal
just dwarf him and you can't see where his
yeah,
fingers
he's
are.
actually like, I'm pretty sure, anyways. It seems like he's a touch taller than me,
Yeah.
height-wise. Like when I'm talking to him, like I feel like I'm just looking up just a touch, and like it's very noticeable for me because I'm never looking up when
Yeah.
I'm talking to people. So it does seem like I'm looking up just a touch when I talk to him. That or I'm sinking that further into the floor. One of the two. But yeah. So I think he is slightly taller, but I just got freakishly long arms.
Yeah. Any new gear? So you're gonna get a new bow then, hopefully this year?
Yeah, I plan to get one of those, the double XL. Ria's got hers on order, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the new Prime Black
Yeah.
5.
You did?
Yep, I did.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yep. First Light Fusion.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. The whole thing's gonna be
Nice.
a hunting ring.
Yeah, it's gonna be your new hunting bow.
Nice.
We like longer axle bows,
Yeah.
both of us.
Yeah.
She has a Carbon Air currently.
It's not carbon.
Or no, not Carbon.
Oh, the
sorry.
Synergy Air.
The Synergy
Synergy
Air.
Air.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is a little bit shorter. I forget the specs on that one.
I
I
remember.
don't either.
33, I think it is.
Yeah, probably
It's a
something
little
like
bit
that.
shorter. But you just don't mesh well with that.
Yeah,
bow.
you never drive well with that bow, right?
Right. And you have that CT5, Prime
Yep.
CT5 right now. That's
my
it's
target.
your target bow. And you shoot that one really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got your new one. We want another 5.
Yeah.
That'll
I
be your
shot
hunting
one
bow.
at ATA and it's.
You mentioned that with the cams. So like all the bow companies, we went and shot
Yeah.
at ATA, and all of them we asked for one at 50 pounds.
Yep.
28-inch draw, which was easy to find.
28 to 29. I could.
Yep.
Yep.
And you drew all of them back. Some drew hard, some drew
Yeah. Some of
Easier.
them I couldn't even draw back
right at 50
at
pounds.
50 pounds.
But you said the Prime was the
Prime.
easiest out of all of them.
Prime and the Matthews are right
Okay.
Was it
together.
the VXR?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what you shot.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually really like those bows.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I wasn't going Prime, to be honest, I'd probably go Matthews.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I like how they feel. I like the draw on them. You know, I mean, I guess I don't know who wouldn't want this, but I mean, I guess if I know some people like a little bit more aggressive draw cycle, Bowtechs are a little bit more like that. But
They've mellowed out the last couple of years. Actually.
it seems like they had too, yeah. But they were the easiest to draw, and I think it's partially because, it's the grip is like right in the middle, and it's pulling equally, and it just seems like it's like, because wasn't one of the cams, one side is bigger, slightly bigger than the other, so that it lets out, so that
Yep.
it
So that
works
the
together.
knock travel stays level.
Right. So I really, really, I just prefer that. It just works really well. I don't know who wouldn't want to be able to draw back more weight if they could, and not do it painfully. But I guess maybe not everybody does. But there were some of them that were
The
like,
more
I just-
aggressive ones are faster.
Yeah.
That's where some people really like the speed, and they're willing to deal with the aggressive draw cycle to get that speed.
Yeah. But the Prime, the Black 5's not a slow bow.
No, none of them. I mean,
They're all, 330 plus?
yeah, most are 330, 340s today, and then you have a couple like burners that are 350, and those ones are your aggressive draw cycles.
Like turbos.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I guess I don't know. I know that I've got enough poundage to kill anything that I want as long as I have good shot placement. So I'd rather be comfortable and be able to put it where I want it comfortably. I guess, I don't know. Maybe.
Plus, like, we're talking, we do pretty much everything we can now with bows when it comes to hunting.
Yeah.
And when we're turkey hunting and not being in a blind, if we're like run and gun style, or last fall you were sitting like right on the edge of the food plot on a chair strapped to the tree, the trunk of the tree, you're sitting on the ground.
Yep.
And you had a whole flock of turkeys coming in, and to be able to like pick your bow up real slowly and draw real slowly, not like have to rip it back or anything.
Yep.
You're able to get back full draw on a whole flock of turkeys.
Yeah.
And
they
get a
didn't
shot
care.
off, right?
Yeah.
Versus if you had a bow that you need to like rip it to get it back, they're gonna see that, they're gonna take off.
Yeah.
So I mean, just as a hunting bow, again, being able to have that slow, controlled draw is advantage.
What's your target bow again?
My target bow is the CT5.
CT5, and then the new one's the Black 5?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, so same axle to axle?
Yep. It's, so they have like the Black 1, Black 3, Black 5, and 8, right?
I thought it was 9.
Maybe it's a 9. Yeah,
I
they're
think
long.
it's 9.
They're true target bow.
Because they have the CT3, CT5, and CT9, and I think they stuck with the same.
Yeah.
Can you tell the difference?
To be honest, I think I'd have to shoot them side by side, but they felt very similar, and I just love my CT5.
Sure.
So it's like
The biggest difference is the rotating mod for draw length now.
Oh yeah.
So it for all their bows, it's one mod. You don't have to order a draw length anymore.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because that's what the CT5 was. We were unsure of your draw length.
Yep.
right.
And then being a lefty, we couldn't get one into the shop for you to try out really.
Yeah.
So then each cam was specific.
Cam was specific draw.
Yeah.
Yep. And now each cam has the rotating mod for the entire length of their
Oh, that's
draw
cool.
range. So.
Yeah, so that was nice. I was nervous when I first ordered that. I mean, I know we went back and forth on what I should have got, but eventually we went with the 28 and a half. And I think it worked out just fine. So.
I got a new bow.
You did get a new bow.
Yeah. So Hoyt came out with 3 new bows this past year, 2 hunting and 1 target.
Yep.
They came out with Invicta for target, the carbon RX4, and then I believe the Axius.
Axius. Yep.
Axius, but they come in two different sizes: the Alpha and the non-Alpha.
Alpha and
Ultra.
Ultra.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
What's the Alpha axle at?
I believe it's 30,
It's low. It's like 30.
33.
I thought it was smaller than 33.
Yeah, I think it's like 31, isn't it? So it's a tiny
Yeah,
bow.
it is. It is 31.
Yeah, it's a
31.
small bow.
Yep.
But yeah, so I was gonna order the Invicta, but for some reason I can't shoot a true target bow, as well as I can with a hybrid bow, and I'm not sure why. Like, I shot decently with. I've owned basically every single Hoyt target bow that's ever made, and I shot decently well with my Vantage Elite, and then I didn't shoot well with my Pro Comp Elite, didn't shoot well with my Podium, because those had SVX cams, and those are so freaking aggressive. They're 65% let off, which, I mean, if you're shooting, 60 pounds, you're holding in excess of 20 pounds at the very end, and it just wants to rip right out of your hand. So then when I ordered my Prevail, I ordered that with, I forgot what they're called. They're not the SVX cams, because SVX cams are like spiral cams.
Right.
And then now they have the DCX cams, which replace the old GTX cams. But I forgot what on the Prevail had. But I didn't shoot well with that bow either, the Prevail.
Oh.
It wasn't until my Pro Force, that I
Which
shot.
is more a true hybrid.
Yeah, it's like a true hybrid bow. It's longer axle to axle, but it's past parallel limbs, longer riser.
It's basically the double XL with a shoot through window.
Yeah, that's why I ordered the double XL
Shoot-through
last year.
riser.
Yeah, I ordered the double XL for my 3D bow. Still haven't shot a single arrow out of it. It's just been sitting at the shop. Brand new gold bow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty. It is. So
Yeah, it's
pretty.
brand new. Like, all I did to it was put brand new gas strings, new limbs on it. Like, made it look like you could shoot it, but I've never shot it yet.
Mounted a sight on it.
Mounted a sight, cut a D-loop for it.
Yeah.
All gold parts. Like, I ordered all gold BCY parts for it. But then this year, noticing life on the road, and it's settled down quite a bit. I'm in Midwest quite a bit, so I do drive. I was like, what bow do I want this year? Especially with Hoyt. And I was like, I kind of want a bow that I could just, not worry about, throw it in the back seat, and shoot more. Because with the Pro Force, it's huge. It's a huge bag, and then you have to assemble it, and, get it shooting right, and then you can finally shoot it. I just want a bow that I could pick up if there's, a field out there and I have a target in the back seat, or if, I go somewhere around that's a couple hours away that they have an archery range, to just take it out of my back seat and start shooting it. So yeah, this year I decided to go with off of your recommendation, the Hoyt RX4 Alpha, 31-inch axle to axle, a number 3 cam that goes 28 to 30, because I'm a 28.5-inch draw. So I have that at the shop. Got that in stone with black limbs.
Ready to be shot.
Yeah. And I just called Eric at Gas Bowstrings, who has been, huge to us, because we all run gas bowstrings. That's all we run is gas bowstrings. Mainly for their reliability and their customer service.
Yeah.
They have amazing customer service. Gave him a call, and he's making me a custom set of electric red with gunmetal strings. So I hope that this bow won't just sit at the shop like the gold bow does, or the white
That
bow
one you
does.
should be able to travel with easily. I mean, you can throw it in the trunk of a car, whatever.
Yeah.
Also secretly hope to be able to get you hunting with it.
No, that's never gonna happen. But yeah, I hoping that bow kind of reinvigorates me to get back into archery. But we'll see. I did order a 70-pound though.
Also,
Oh, you
to
did?
get you into
Yeah, I ordered it 70 pounds. All my bows up until this point have been 60 pounds. And I was like, oh yeah, 60 pounds. Man, I forgot how heavy 60 pounds is. Man, just like my target bow, 60 pounds is freakishly heavy.
Yeah.
But I figured, yeah, why not? I could always tear it down to 60 pounds and have fun with that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, I mean,
You seem like you were kind of even more just invigorated to start shooting again just by going to state, right?
yeah.
And
Man, going to state,
being in the atmosphere.
I missed it. Yeah, I really missed it. Because I know a lot of people do, but I don't get nervous in a tournament setting. Like, I welcome that feeling. And I love that feeling. But I really did miss it. I mean, like I said, the main reason I didn't shoot is because I knew I couldn't pull the bow back that many times, and I knew I wouldn't do as well as I used to be able to shoot, you know. Because if you just like looked at my like 4 years in a row, I was like slowly going up and up and up and up, and then if I stayed with it, you know, I think I could have pretty easily shot, you know, 600 this year, off of 599 last year.
Mm-hmm.
Could have shot at 600 this year, but yeah, it's just got in my head too much. But yeah, I'm hoping to shoot more this year. Hoping to do a lot more podcasts this year too.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I think so. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take a look at your form and stuff.
Yeah. I
Make
mean,
sure, because I mean, you must have done something a little bit different if you were hurting that much, you know, when you took those few shots.
I mean,
I can't imagine it's just from being, you know, not from shooting.
it felt weird. You know, shooting, when you take a year off, shooting
Yeah.
just feels weird to you.
Mhm.
The whole motion feels weird.
Yeah.
Not to the point where like it's a new person shooting, because, you know, I got on to the X within, you know, 2-3 shots, but keeping that same consistency, it was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
I think it's a good reminder for us too. Like sometimes, you know, when you're teaching and it's somebody brand new, it helps you when you're like coaching. I think sometimes when you get somebody brand new and some of those poor kids, they don't even know which way's up, you know, and
Yeah.
it kind of helps you. You know, I had a friend. She actually just got her coaching certificate for shotgun. And she's like, one of the things they made us do was to switch and to try to shoot opposite-handed of what you are naturally. So shoot left-handed if you're right-handed. And she said it was so weird because it was like, all of a sudden you don't know what hand goes even where, you know? Like she's
Yeah.
like, it was just really confusing. And so it kind of helps to remind you of like where you started from and that, you know, everybody starts somewhere and you gotta take a step back sometimes and just start from the beginning.
Yeah. You guys gonna do a lot of 3D tournaments this year?
Yeah, field archery. We got into that last summer. Was something we did more 3D in the past, being hunters and everything. But last summer we got into field archery and really fell in love with that. Like that is a lot of fun, and it's like the ultimate challenge of both your shooting skills, but also your ability to tune a bow. Like it has to be tuned. Like
Yeah,
to
because
the max.
you're taken to elevations at this point.
Yeah, you got different angles that you're shooting up down wise. You have in short range from like what 20
10 feet or something. Or
Yeah.
maybe not 10 feet, but
20 feet
feet
maybe.
or something.
20 feet to 80 yards.
Yeah.
You know,
That's a huge range.
It's
I
a
mean,
huge
if your
range.
rest or sight is off a little bit,
Yeah.
you're not going to shoot good at one of those distances.
Yeah.
You know, so it really is ultimate challenge in tuning your bow, and then your shooting skills as well once you're out there.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of fun. I think we're gonna do a lot more of that. We did state outdoor last year.
You guys doing that this year?
Took a group of people. Yeah, we hope to do that again. So
Well, I mean, if you guys ever want to catch us, we're down at Root River Archery in Caledonia, Wisconsin. If you want lessons from Rhea here, or I'm going to be taking lessons from her as well. You can see her down at Root River Archery as well. We have a lot planned for, you know, our students this year. A lot of events. 3D Class again, I believe is middle of July or early July.
June.
June, sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, early June. You'll see us all there. We'll all be working that event. But yeah, if you have any like ideas, we're trying to make these more consistent. I know we only did like 4 or 5 last year, and you guys have been asking for a lot of them. To, you know, just send us what you guys want us to talk about. You know, whether it's tuning wise, whether it's shooting wise, hunting wise. I don't know too much about that. Josh and Rhea know a ton about that, or competition wise. Just, you know, comment below, and we'll try to tackle all those questions. But yeah, thanks for watching.
See ya.
Bye.